Welcome back, smartphone fans, to Smartphone Wars, and today I have the best value phone on the market today, the Redmi Note 5, and here's my unboxing and first impressions video of it. This is Xiaomi's 5th Redmi Note series phone, and what it's known for, delivering a big battery phone with the most powerful Snapdragon processor at around $200. And I also have the global version of the phone. That's right, this is not the Chinese version. So this comes with an European charger, and it is a multi-language ROM with pre-installed Google services on it. That's right, you don't have to install them yourself. And this is the Redmi Note 5 itself. On the back, you notice quite similar to Redmi Note 4X and the Redmi 5, but there is a dual camera with a flashlight between both cameras, which should be quite familiar to Apple users. And the phone is made out of aluminium. There is no wireless charging for it, and does have a rear fingerprint scanner. It has a nice skin-toned paint applied to the aluminium on the back. And on the phone's right side, you do have the volume up and down and power rocker. And on the bottom, you have a single speaker, noise cancelling microphone, micro USB port, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. So Xiaomi hasn't given up on those yet. And on the other side, you only have the SIM tray pin. And on the top, you have a noise cancelling mic and the IR blaster. That's right, this phone does come with a remote control IR blaster. Inside there is a pamphlet in English with everything you want to know first when you set up the phone, and here is a diagram of the nano SIM slot. So it's a dual nano SIM, which is a hybrid slot, which means you can use one nano SIM or micro SD or two dual nano SIM cards. And this phone does support voice over LTE or VoLTE, and both cards support 4G, so you can rock dual 4G on both cards. Inside the phone, you do have a micro USB cable and a 10-watt charger with a European plug. Since this is a global version model, it's a 10-watt charger, so you don't get fast charging out of the box, which is some of the limitations that the Redmi Note series has been having ever since the start. But a lot of people really don't care about that, and just want to know the SIM tray pin is behind the micro USB cable. And here is a closer look at the Redmi Note 5, and something new to the series is the dual rear camera. This is a Samsung rear camera sensor. It's real two cameras in there. You can tell that the craftsmanship of the phone is budget class. It's not a single unibody. It's been slapped together by different aluminium pieces, but it really doesn't feel that bad at all. And considering this is a around $250 phone, and does come with an 18:9 full screen 6-inch Full HD Plus display. 4000 mAh battery doesn't make the phone too thick. It's around 8.1 inches in its thickest point, so this is not really bad for a 4000 mAh battery. And the phone does weigh only around 180 grams. Again, pretty decent for a big battery device. And of course, here are all the specs in details, which we'll start with. This ROM I have with the global version is running Android 8.1 Oreo out of the box with Snapdragon 636, which is a Octa-Core chip, 4GB of RAM and 64GB of onboard storage. And here you can tell the info on the dual Samsung rear camera on the back, and there's a 13-megapixel selfie camera on the front. You do have all the sensors, and you do have thermal information available inside the chip. On first look, MIUI 9 and Android Oreo doesn't really bring any new features. MIUI 9 on Android Oreo feels like any MIUI 9 really. And here all the specs again of the phone, the ROM, the Octa-Core, Snapdragon 636, and it's based on Android 8.1 Oreo, which is the latest Android available commercially. The display on the phone really does look very nice. As you can see, it's an 18:9 full screen, full view display with 2160 by 1080 pixels resolution. And this is something really great for a budget device. And of course, I wouldn't be leaving you hanging without those very important benchmarks. The Snapdragon 636 roughly scores around 25 to 30% less than Snapdragon 660, and 25-30% above the Snapdragon 625. It's still a 40nm chip like the Snapdragon 625, but it now has 4 big cores and a more powerful GPU for graphics, but the storage is just the same as the Redmi 5 Plus. And here you can see the global ROM. This pack a lot of languages. Now onto that Redmi 5 Plus thing. My general first impressions of the handling and the design of the Redmi Note 5 is that it feels and handles a lot like the Redmi 5 Plus. If you don't have that dual rear cameras on the back, you cannot tell these phones apart when you look at them side by side. So they really haven't upped the build quality. They haven't introduced a new design to the Redmi Note 5 and they've certainly not made the display, but I think this is absolutely the same display as with the Redmi 5 and the Redmi 5 Plus, which is not bad. Again, you are looking at a very low price device with a very powerful Snapdragon 636 inside. Since this is really a global version and it's the first global version for this phone, the Team Store is not yet supported in here, so you can't just Teams, but thankfully you can use the IR Blaster, you can use FM radio, and you do have a lot of MIUI features, and you don't have those Chinese apps pre-installed, but you have the Google Boltware instead. The cameras are one of the biggest upgrades with the Snapdragon 636 this year with the Redmi Note 5, since it's packing a f1.9 aperture Samsung sensor with 1.4 micron pixel size, which is a almost flagship worthy sensor inside your $250 phone. And finally, the phone does come with slow motion feature and does also have image stabilization, but the video is currently capped only at full HD, and the front camera has been upgraded to a 13 megapixel sensor and it now provides a depth of field bokeh effect. So this concludes my Redmi Note 5 unboxing and first impressions. Stay tuned for the full review. There's a link to buy the phone if you're interested in that, and watch my other videos if you like what you see.